Alcohol. Maybe just 2 or 3 glasses at a nice restaurant, a glass at home with a loved one, or 15 shots of vodka in a club with friends. People all over the world drink alcohol, and the most popular drug is well established in almost all countries across the world. Of course, we know that it is not healthy to drink too much alcohol, and of course we know that it can even destroy you physically and mentally when you get addicted. But what is alcohol actually, and what does this substance do with our body? Hello, and welcome to another episode of BrainFactory, the channel that provides content you need to reach your goals, live a healthy lifestyle, and simply enjoy life. All of that prepared in simple and compact explanation videos. Today we are going to talk about alcohol, about what alcohol actually is, what impact it has on our mental health, stress, and if alcohol can even change our DNA. We will also find out if alcohol has an impact on our body if we only drink 4 to 5 glasses of wine a week. So, what is alcohol? Alcohol is a fat and water-soluble substance which, after it's swallowed, travels down the esophagus into the stomach and the small intestine. It avoids the normal digestive process and goes right into the bloodstream. About 20% of the alcohol consumed is absorbed in the stomach, and about 80% is absorbed in the small intestine, which collects blood from the stomach into the veins to bring them to the liver. The liver breaks down most of the alcohol you drink so that it can be removed from the body. Many people think the alcohol directly is the substance that destroys the liver, but actually it is a mix between the alcohol and the more harmful substances the liver needs to produce to fight against the alcohol. Large amounts of these substances can damage liver cells and cause serious liver disease. The problem with alcohol is that it affects our brain and cells differently than other drugs. As we already know, alcohol is fat and water soluble, which causes the substance to not just get attached to the surface of the cells in our body to trigger something. No, it gets directly into the cell and damages it. Why do we feel drunk? The feeling of being drunk or tipsy is something that of course our brain creates. To avoid major damage, our brain is able to protect itself from many substances with its blood-brain barrier, the so-called BBB. This barrier blocks off bad substances from entering our brain. But due to the fact that alcohol is fat and water soluble, it is able to pass through this barrier and get into our brain and affect our prefrontal cortex. When the alcohol passes through this barrier, it enters the bloodstream in the brain where it affects the neurotransmitters that control our behavior, mood, and cognitive function. Positive and negative effects of alcohol. Alcohol primarily affects the neurotransmitter called gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, which is responsible for slowing down the activity of neurons in the brain. This is why alcohol can make us feel relaxed, less anxious, and less inhibited when consuming, which can be considered as positive effects to our body and gives us a good feeling when consuming. When we drink alcohol, the serotonin level increases, our synapses react hyperactive, and makes people feel happy and awake. The problem here is that this feeling might be good, but nevertheless, this effect wears off with time and people decide to get another drink. Each increase is followed by a bigger decrease of our serotonin level, so it gets even worse with time. Another side effect of alcohol is the increase of cortisol release. Cortisol is also known as our stress hormone. People often say they drink to calm down after stressful days because when they drink alcohol, they often feel a decrease of stress as alcohol acts on our body like anesthesia. What most people actually do not know is that this effect disappears after a few hours and makes us even more susceptible to stress. Many studies prove that people who drink alcohol are more affected to increase cortisol during the times they do not actively drink. The scary part here is that you do not need to drink every day to feel this effect. No, a few drinks on a Friday or Saturday night are already enough to feel an increase of stress during the week. Alcohol also affects our quality of sleep. When we drink, our body needs to work hard to fight and break down the alcohol in our body, so it is hard for our body to get in a relaxed stage while sleeping, which is needed to regenerate our body during the night. Alcohol in our DNA. There's been many discussions during the last few years if alcohol can change our DNA or not. An Oxford population health research found out that alcohol directly damages DNA by shortening protective telomeres. Telomeres are repetitive DNA sequences that cap the end of chromosomes, protecting them from damage. Shorter telomere lengths have been associated with several aging-related diseases including Alzheimer's disease, cancer, and coronary artery disease. Of course, we don't want to tell you to immediately stop drinking alcohol. We are just trying to put together facts about what alcohol actually is. We also know that in most cases, alcohol brings people together and helps us socialize. Nevertheless, alcohol is still a drug, and each of us needs to decide on its own how we are going to deal with it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Thank you for watching. We would appreciate if you would leave us a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.